Hello, my fellow weirdos. We're going to talk about America. What a shock. Uh-oh. We might be talking kitty cat in a minute. Oh, he's thinking, should I knead on this tiger striped sheet? And he has decided the sheet is more interesting than me. Okay, so, sorry. Let's just go the way of, let's just pretend that we can't get anywhere, we can't get rid of the administration, and we wind up kind of doing a we can't live together anymore type of thing. The people in red states, mostly the Republicans, they believe that they don't need people that are on blue side or blue states. We don't need you, blah, blah, blah. Au contraire. You've heard it said by a lot of people for many, many years, and it's true, that blue states usually produce excess of what their people, their residents need. Red states usually are the ones that take from programs. More red states take from different federal programs than blue states, people in blue states. Blue states. This is a break, not doesn't tell you percentage wise, but it says the following blue states generate 80% of the country's revenue: Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and D.C. Well, my. Let me read you something. It's from the Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger against Trump group. It says the case for the blue state breakaway. Okay, we've already watched slow motion collapse, the right stripped, authoritarianism brand as order, minority rule cemented as the norm, courts rigged. What if this isn't a phase? What if this is the new America and we can't get it changed? We don't want to leave the Union, we want to save it. But if this country is permanently hijacked by fascism, then the most moral strategic choice is to walk away and build something better. And I don't like to think of that, but I kind of have to agree, because we cannot, this is not sustainable, being on tenterhooks constantly and always producing more than our states, always are giving more than the other states, always getting less percentage-wise than the other states, and constantly being lorded over, mocked, and abused while we're giving the most. That's not going to continue. I mean, any of us, if you're being honest, will say that cannot continue indefinitely. That can't continue for the next 4 years to the election. It can't. It can't even be sustained, I think, for a whole entire year type of thing, with no chance of anything changing. Now the courts insisting, but we'll have to see where that happens. We got that far. They're on the side, the correct side. But if it happens, this would kind of be how it would like break down, how it would, let's if tired okay, what if America's gone? What are our options? If the tyranny becomes normal, what comes next? Let's stop pretending we're waiting for the rock bottom. We don't want to leave. We want to save it. But if this country is permanently hijacked, then we need to. Okay, so who really holds the cards? Well, Trump brags that he's in control and that he's got the cards, but he's playing with money that he didn't earn, money that is not his to spend. Blue states, California, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and the other ones we had mentioned. Those are those that here are the top. The other ones are the rest of them that all come up to 80% of. Okay, we pay more in federal taxes than we receive. We subsidize the red states that call us the problem while they're cashing the checks from the places that got our money. And you're insulting the states that just gave you the relief money and calling us the losers and the ones that don't know how shit works. Trump's fantasy is a red state illusion, okay? He wants to slash FEMA, kill Medicare, kill Medicaid, blame immigrants for everything, dump the responsibility on the state. Now, I've said this in other videos. He wants to put everything to the states so the federal government doesn't have to do a fucking thing. They don't have to respond if there's an emergency. They don't have to respond for food problems. They don't have to respond for medical problems. Every state runs its own shit, okay? Then there's no need for the federal government if we all run our own shit, you idiots. So either Trump wants to play this, and why do we even need a government if each state runs itself on everything? Then it's just like a bunch of little countries. So it's either that or like a dictator, authoritarian, oligarchy, kleptocracy kind of fucking thing. Those are the two choices. On both. Red states, like Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, West Virginia, they are always taking more from federal funds that are taken from states to the funding. People in the blue states, we give more and we take less. And the red states give less and they take a lot more. And you're acting all cocky, like you can afford to be an asshole and lose us. Right. Okay. So what happens? Yeah, when disasters, they don't call Trump, okay? They never have. They call the government, and the government is not Trump. They're trying to do that. And Republicans are allowing it because they're scared. They're afraid. They're afraid of him. Afraid of a guy that they gave the power to. What a bunch of pussies. What happens if blue states tell you, fuck off, we've had enough? What happens if blue states stop paying taxes, federal taxes? Well, California doesn't collapse. Kentucky does. Without the blue states, that Medicaid that I get, but I've also put into, it disappears in all your rural towns, which are most of the South, because more manufacturing is done in the blue than the red. That's why you have more open rural spaces. And you're the ones who don't produce enough to sustain your state. But yet you still insult the ones who help sustain your own ass every day. Very stupid. Without us, Medicaid disappears in the rural towns. FEMA is gone. Without the blue people, the blues running the country, without the blue states giving federal taxes, you don't have the bridges. Schools won't get anything. Disaster relief, all of that goes away if blue states stop paying into federal taxes, because we're not getting anything from them. What you gonna do when we stop paying federal taxes and we're only paying to our state so our state can take care of itself? What are you gonna do, red states? Gonna bitch to the government? You think Donald's gonna give you any of his money? Where do you think they get the money that all these programs are funded by? It's people in the blue states that make more. So we produce and we give more to you guys that aren't producing. Who do you think's going to collapse? Who do you think's going to crumble and fumble? It won't be those states that are doing the producing, the extra. Won't be the red states, them rural states. And a blueprint for a blue future. Form a democratic states compact. All the democratic states within each other, between each other, with civil rights, reproductive freedom, climate justice, democracy. Create parallel systems with healthcare, education, immigration protection, digital civil rights, right? Reclaim financial power. Blue bonds, state banks, just for the blue states. Economics, we can do all of this. And any refugees, when the blue states start to collapse, y'all can come on over to the blue states. But you have to live the way the blue states live. If you can't live and you don't want to live with everything I just said, which is what we used to have, then you can't join us. We don't care if your state is falling apart. That's your problem. You're the one who wanted different setups. You're the one who said, if you don't like our laws, leave. We're in charge now. We left. You won't have the cards anymore. Keep that in mind. Regional energy grids. Need to start thinking about that. With the all into just interconnected with just within your own state and with other blue states. Emergency response unities. When the red states fail, the blue states are the sanctuary city. Safe harbors. And it's not we're dividing. It would not be, and we're not, well, this is just, it's, let's put it this way. People have thought seriously, if we're forced and nothing is able to be checked, and we're forced, it's not dividing the nation, it's surviving your stupidity. Yeah. And you're not just going to be able to come traipsing on in when you feel like it. No, because this is what you are choosing. You are choosing to change the country from this form of government it has had for over 200 years. You are making the changes. We will just adapt if we cannot excise you. And I'm sorry if you do not like it. But it is not just us. It is the rest of the fucking world that thinks you're off your fucking moon rocks. That thinks you're cruel, sadistic bastards. Yeah. Just Elon, Bezos, and Zuckerberg alone could solve world hunger and barely notice it from themselves. They would still be rich as hell. And they could solve that. World hunger, a lot of shit they could solve. It could be solved. But they don't want it to be solved. They don't. They just want more money. More and more and more possessions. I mean, fake astronauts, fake space launches. I mean, you spend all that money to fake something, while you took rice and porridge that people were living off of, and because they didn't have porridge, they died. And yet you keep sending up pointless penis projectiles into the space. Both of you. You're all fucking pathetic. And then you have the nerve to sit there and say, well, if you don't like it, you know what? You intruded your fucking Nazi shit into the American government. You fucking take it somewhere else. You take it somewhere else. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is just one person's think through of if the red states want to completely be jackasses and they do not want to capitulate or do anything, and you force us to do this, I can guarantee you, as much as we promised you Pete Hegseth would fuck things up, as much as we told you that Caroline Leavitt is a fucking liar, we're also telling you red states will fail. In time, they will fail because they do not produce enough for themselves. Blue states, however, are who support the red states most of the time. You know that FEMA stuff? South Carolina and Florida, Alabama, Louisiana. You know that FEMA stuff that you get? 80% is from us. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think we'll be the ones crying if that happens. They've already thought it through if it need be, and that's just one person's think through, like I said. You're just in cocky, arrogant mode. Still. So was Hitler. He wound up shooting himself. Oh wait, or did he? Did one of his men shoot him? What really happened? Just like in Jonestown, he took the easy way out. He didn't drink the Kool-Aid. He just shot himself. All the authoritarians are fucking cowards when they have to face the music themselves. They dish it out, but they can't take it. And neither can Republicans. You're a bunch of fucking coward clowns. Killer coward clowns. But coward clowns none the fucking less. And you too will fall. and you will fall hard. And when you do, it won't be the blue states crying. Just remember that. Remember everything I read to you. I've got it posted in my Facebook political page, on my group. This isn't cocky. This is just fact. And this has been the fact for a very long time. The red states are takers. The blue states are givers. The blue states produce excess. The red states underperform. If you separate and make the blue states a country and the red states a country, gee, who do I think would work better? Who do I think would fail first? We all know the ones who will lose first are the losers, Republicans. And you don't like that fact? You don't like reality? But reality doesn't fucking care because it believes in you.